Just as the night is dark and full of terrors, the internet is vast and full of spoilers. Game of Thrones has but 2 episodes remaining in its epic 8-season run on television, and thanks to a series of purported leaks, fans may already have the answer as to how the show will end. Naturally, beware of some potentially massive spoilers for the final episodes of the show. Leaks for Game of Thrones Season 8 began surfacing online several months before the series returned to HBO in April, and have continued to crop up on various forums as the season has aired. That leaked information has been compiled by the Game of Thrones subreddit r/freefolk, with a recent update including potential details about the last half of the final season. Though many were initially hesitant to take the leaks at face value, information provided about Episode 4 of the season wound up being startlingly accurate. With that in mind, people have become much more inclined to believe the leaks about the last 2 episodes are true. According to the post on Reddit, the remaining episodes of Game of Thrones Season 8 will allegedly feature the following developments, not necessarily in this order. Now's the time to look away. Daenerys and her army will capture Jaime Lannister, who was last seen heading back to King's Landing. Dany also gives orders to execute Varys, presumably for committing treason with his increasing inclinations towards supporting Jon Snow and protecting the citizens of the realm.
I will act in their interest, no matter the personal cost.
He is reportedly burned alive. All the while, Tyrion begs Daenerys to show mercy and attempts to resign his hand, which she refuses. Jon Snow also attempts to reason with her and fails. Instead of keeping a cool head in the face of resistance, something snaps in Dany, and she decides to storm King's Landing against her advisor's wishes. Her forces easily take the city in a one-sided fight, and she also finally gets her chance to light up Euron Greyjoy and the Iron Fleet. From there, the leaked information alleges that Daenerys and her unsullied army will dole out extreme violence in King's Landing, further alienating Tyrion and Jon. She begins executing many people. Fed up with Daenerys' increasingly unhinged actions, Tyrion frees Jaime and even attempts to get Cersei to safety as well. The leaks also claim that the chaos in King's Landing will serve as the backdrop to the long-awaited Clegane Bowl, also known as the battle between brothers the Hound and the Mountain. Both characters apparently die in the conflict. The Mother of Dragons, apparently now in full Mad Queen mode, arrests Tyrion for freeing Jaime and sentences him to be executed. Tyrion then allegedly does a complete 180 on his allegiance to Daenerys and begins attempting to convince Jon to turn on her. In his view, Jon and the Stark family will never be safe from an unhinged Daenerys because Jon's claim to the throne serves as a threat to her legitimacy. Jon tries to talk to her, but is ignored, with Daenerys believing her actions are justified. With that avenue exhausted, Tyrion teams up with Sansa to devise a plan to overthrow Dany and turn Jon against her. Despite agreeing to the plot at first, Sansa ultimately betrays Tyrion.
I used to think you were the cleverest man alive.
Tyrion's trial is said to take place in the Dragon Pit, and is said to have Samwell Tarly, Brienne of Tarth, Grey Worm, and Robin Arryn of all people in attendance, among others. Tyrion gives an enraged and resentful monologue, criticizing the onlookers for turning against him despite his many sacrifices for the people of King's Landing. But he can't talk his way out of this one. He slumps to his knees, defeated. Though the details aren't clear yet, he reportedly dies. That's not all. Additionally, Jaime will fight Euron, killing the crazed Greyjoy man but sustaining fatal injuries himself. Jaime is said to make his way back to Cersei, and the two die together, though who kills who and why is still unknown. Finally, the leaks make a bold claim about how Jon and Dany's story ends. After failing to get through to Daenerys and make her see that her sack of King's Landing was wrong, Jon ultimately kills her. According to the purported leaks, Kit Harington shot 2 possible endings for his character, so Jon will either take the black and join a new Night's Watch, or die before the end of the final episode. This information reportedly comes from several different sources that mostly corroborate each other, though some leaks have information that other sources don't. According to one leak, the series will end with a council deciding that Bran should rule the Seven Kingdoms. Sansa will rule the North, and Samwell, Bronn, and Ser Davos will serve as Bran's advisors. Interestingly, this leak also insists that Tyrion will be among Bran's advisors, contradicting the other leaks that say he dies. It also seems to contradict Bran's previous statements about desiring any kind of power at all. And that's it. That's the information that's out there. Parts of it may well be true, and other parts may be deliberate misinformation seeded by the production to muddy the spoiler waters. Either way, it sounds like an ending that's determined to frustrate, ending the series on what sounds like an incredibly divisive note. Only time will tell, but if the bulk of these turn out to be accurate, let's just say that King's Landing isn't the only thing that will go up in flames. The internet probably will too. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about Game of Thrones are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.